Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to be giving you the specific step-by-step measurable process that you're going to need to have in order to pass her tests. So as these tests come about, the problem is that it's not that men oftentimes don't have the balls to stand up for themselves. A lot of times they don't even know that the tests are happening. Okay, a lot of times they're not even able to recognize it because they're not used to seeing these come. Now, when I actually mention these things to you and how I'm framing it in a way where you're actually being tested, well, now you can kind of pick up on it and you can see when she's trying to kind of push your button to see how you're going to react. So what you need to remember is when she tests you, never, ever, 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 ever argue with a woman. This is number one, and that's why it's in red. And at the bottom, too, I put, but most important, never argue. The thing is that men oftentimes think that arguing with women makes them more dominant. They think that arguing with women is them showing their masculinity. But the problem with arguing is that when you have a temper, you got to realize that anger is an emotion. And if she's visualizing and seeing that she can move this man off center to the point where he's getting angry, that is him slipping up into feminine energy. So I never want you to get emotional with a woman. I never want you to get angry and rage out on a woman. I don't want you to let her move you off center, and never argue. Okay, there's a very big difference between making your point and sticking to it, or teasing her about it and acting like you can't even believe she even made that sort of gesture at you. And there's a big difference between that and just freaking out and saying, no, there's a lot of guys that they rage out when that happens. And if you rage out, this is you not passing the test. This is your action. I think this is a mistype. I want to frame this as this is you acting irrational and moving into your feminine energy. If you're acting irrational and moving into feminine energy, you're going to be arguing, you're going to be letting her move you off center, you're going to be pissed off, and even if you do stick it to her, when you're argumentative, it's not going to be in a respectable manner. Now, I want you guys just to pick up on this when you do this. Okay, just pick up on it and understand that you're trying to come from a place and a frame of being calm and cool and collected 24/7. Arguing with a woman shows emotional weakness, and most men are thinking that arguing equals strength. Arguing does not equal strength. Arguing and getting mad oftentimes makes you look like a child. Now, the way we always pass these tests that a woman gives us is by staying calm and cool and calibrated. And I'm going to show you what to do. We exaggerate on her claim. Okay, I underline this. Maybe I should put this in bold. Whatever you guys need to make this stand out. Maybe I'll put it in a different color here. We exaggerate on her claim and we phrase it as if it never even affected us. What we do is we remain indifferent. When I say exaggerated on her claim, this means that you're teasing her or you're acting as if you can't even believe she said it. Okay? So, for example, if she wants to change your music, you could say, it's cute how you think you can get me to turn my rap music off. We both know that's not going to happen. Okay, it's just something simple. It's direct. You're teasing her. If she tries to lead the date and she wants to pick all the directions of the walk and all of a sudden she's trying to see if she can move you off center, you could say something like, do you actually think I'm going to trust you with these decisions? You could be like, you're following me. Okay, something quick, something brief, something that just says you're not going to go along with it. If a girl says, hey, I'm sorry, it's 30 minutes out. If she says, hey, can we reschedule? Like, I'm busy, my mom died, my sister died, my dog died, whatever the hell excuse she wants to make, right? Oftentimes it's just a load of bull. To remain indifferent, you would just say, no, like, we can't reschedule. Maybe you can reach back out to me sometime when you're not so busy. You can come to me. Okay, that's it. It's just a sentence. These two, what we're doing is we're exaggerating on her claim. We're disagreeing with her in a slight bit, but we're not getting mad. We're not saying, oh, stop trying to control the situation. Stop doing, whenever you get argumentative like that, you just got to stay calm. You got to make your point and you got to move as if nothing just happened. You basically just tell her exactly how it's going down. Be raw and be honest. Be authentic. Remember, that's what I'm teaching you throughout this. The reason why most nice guys don't actually win with women is because they're not really nice. They're fake. They're fake nice because they're scared to offend. Deep down, they have these desires, but they just don't act out on them. So you pass these tests by basically staying non-compliant. Okay, the compliant man is going to go with the flow. The compliant man is going to just agree to not piss her off. The non-compliant man is going to do just that. He's going to be non-compliant. He's not getting mad. He's not getting pissed off. He's just not complying with the request. Perfectly fine. Now start doing this in your everyday life. Okay, if people are in your everyday life and you notice they have authority or control over you, this can be in your friend group, this can be your peers, this can be people who just test you in general because they know that you will say yes and they can push you over. Just start saying no. Okay, start framing it in a way where you're the one at the higher value and you're in control of the situation. You're not getting mad, you're not getting angry, you're not freaking out, but you need to start doing this and practicing it so that way you pick up on these tests so when you are out on a date, you see this coming from a mile away. This is how you pass her test. I want you guys to essentially exaggerate on her claim and phrase it as if it never even affected you. If you can do that, you're going to basically pass every single test, and she's going to realize that she can't move this man off center because he remains indifferent.